In this video, we'll focus on the before and after views in Camera Raw version 9.0. And so let's begin by opening a file in Camera Raw. Here we go. Now your before and after views are right down here in this corner. So this one toggles between all the different before and after views. There are 5 of them. This particular button swaps the before and after views. This one allows your before or your after view to become your before view so you can work on your image further. And then this toggles on and off the settings that you've applied to your image. So let's make some changes. Adobe Camera Raw has a very easy workflow. You start here with the basic panel where you can see your histogram and have all of these sliders to adjust your exposure, your shadows and highlights, your clarity, your saturation, so forth. Problem with this image is that the shadows are kind of on the dark side. So I'm going to slide the shadow slider and bring those up a little bit. Since it's a JPEG image, it's got a lot of noise in it, but we'll learn how to deal with that in a later video. But let's take a look at the before and after views. So I'll click on this first button that cycles through them. And so here's our image as we open it up, and here's our after view. And if I zoom in, I'm using Command or Control plus to zoom in. If I grab my hand tool, you'll notice that as I slide one image, the other slides in unison, which is a very handy feature. Command or Control 0 will zoom it back out. If I toggle the next one, we get a before and after view, but with just a dividing down the center, so you can kind of see just a different view of before and after. We have a before and after more in a horizontal format, and so if I zoom in here, we can see before and after in this mode. And then we have a before and after with just the line, just the division through the middle as before. And then we have our standard view, which is just a single view. If I'm looking at it before and after, this second button lets me just swap those back and forth. And so I will be working on always the after view when I use these sliders. All right. If I get to a point where I kind of like what I have here, I can use this third button, which allows me to copy the current settings to the before view. And then I can make additional changes to the after view and still keep this snapshot, if you will. All right. And then last of all, this just toggles between when we first open the image and all the settings that we've applied so far. So that's a brief overview of the before and after views in Camera Raw version 9.0.